Hey, good morning, guys. I'm glad you could join us for the lesson. We're going to talk about Jesus being buried and guarded. But before we do it, we're going to do some introductions. And as an icebreaker, we're going to talk a little bit about, as we've been in this quarantine state, we're going to talk about something that maybe we that we had forgotten that we liked, or maybe something new that we've discovered that we like. And mine is riding my bicycle. It's probably been about 3 years or so since I rode my bicycle regularly, and I started basically at the beginning of this month, or last month, at the beginning of March, uh, getting on my bike and taking it for a ride every couple of days, and uh, really have been enjoying that. And I put 150 miles on my bike in March, and I'm looking forward to doing a few more. Uh, Miles here in April, a few more than 150. I hope to do 175 miles in April. Um, so why don't you take a minute or two and introduce yourself and tell me something that you have learned that you like, or something that maybe you have forgotten that you like. Okay? So take your time. Wow, that's great. So this being quarantined isn't as bad as we thought. We're starting to find new things that we liked, or old things that we had forgotten about. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go into our lesson. Jesus buried and guarded. So the first part is Matthew 27, 57, and 58. As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Jesus ordered that it be given to him. All right, so as you guys know, we'd like to do some questions to make sure that you're paying attention. My first question is, who asked for Jesus' body? And the answer is Joseph of Arimathea. That's right, Joseph of Arimathea. And what do we know about Joseph? Was he a follower of Jesus? Yes, Matthew says in there that he had himself become a follower of Jesus. And who did he go to ask, or who ordered that Jesus' body be released to Joseph of Arimathea? Pontius Pilate, that's right. All right. If you got all of those correct, give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. So we pick it up at Matthew 27, 59 to 61. Jesus took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. He rolled a big stone in front of the entrance of the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there opposite the tomb. All right, some more questions. The first one, what did Jesus do, or what did Joseph do with Jesus' body? A lot of J's in here. So the question again, what did Joseph do with Jesus' body? He wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and placed it in his own new tomb. So this tomb was the tomb that Joseph of Arimathea had for his own burial, but he gave his tomb away to Jesus, because Jesus didn't have a tomb of his own. All right. And what did Jesus do to the tomb before he left? So as he was leaving, he did something to make sure that it was secure. That's right. He rolled a big stone in front of the entrance of the tomb. And what was the name of the two ladies that were sitting opposite the tomb at Jesus' burial? So it says right at the end of the passage that we were reading that these two ladies, they had the same name. Do you know what that name was? That's right. Their name was Mary, both of them. So there's Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. So both of them, named Mary, were at the tomb. All right. Big high five if you got all of that right. Okay. and we'll keep going. This is the last passage that we're going to read. This is Matthew 27:62 to 66. The next day, the one after the preparation day, the chief priests and the Pharisees went to Pilate. Sir, they said, we remember that while he was alive, that deceiver said, after 3 days I will rise again. So give the order for the tomb to be made secure until the 3rd day. Otherwise, his disciples might come and steal and tell the people that he has been raised from the dead. This last deception will be worse than the first. Take a guard, Pilate answered. Go and make the tomb secure as you know how. So they went out to the tomb. They went and made the tomb secure by putting a seal on the stone and posting a guard. Whew, that was a mouthful. All right, so some more questions. Who asked for the guards to be placed at the tomb? That's right, the chief priests and the Pharisees. Good job there, guys. And why or what did the chief priests and Pharisees say that the disciples might do with Jesus' body? That's right, they said they might steal the body and tell people that he had been raised from the dead. And how did the guards make the tomb secure? Do you remember what it said? It was the last thing that they said there. How did the guards make the tomb secure? They put a guard out in front and they put a seal on the stone. You see what I did there? A seal on the stone. All right.